Hi everyone, I'm Tom Truex, field staff with Surfside, and you're watching Truex Outdoor Sports.
It's time!
Hey everybody, in our first episode of Archery Hunting Michigan Whitetail on Public Land, I did a sit in one of my 3 spots that I picked in some great state land. For context, we named the 3 spots Field's Edge, Deer Shrubs, and Highway Signs. Deer Shrubs and Field's Edge are pop-up blinds, while Highway Signs is a tree stand. So to give you guys even more understanding of how we're hunting and how the whole series is going to be set up is we've got 3 main hunting spots. Those 3 main hunting spots are kind of shaped like a triangle. We've got a hunting spot here, a hunting spot here, and then way up over here, another hunting spot, okay? These 2 are blinds. This one is Field's Edge. And it's right on a field that kind of goes like this. There's a field here. Then you come up further out, and there's a 2-track that goes out this way. And this is Deer Shrubs. My best guess is Deer Shrubs is a spot where they had done some logging before and there's a lot of bushes out and everything else, and so that's one of the places we're hunting. Today's video, though, takes place in the one tree stand we have. Both of these are blinds. This is the one tree stand we have, and this is Highway Signs. And so our video today takes place in Highway Signs, so that gives you a little bit of context of how we're hunting and everything. So I was on my first sit in Highway Signs and I got busted. So let's see if you guys guessed what I mean.
She sure is a feisty old dog. She caught me this time. I'm hoping that next time it won't be the same. She wants to come in here, but she just doesn't trust it. Maybe I've got a little bit of too much scent or any number of things, but hopefully she comes back and we can get some meat on the table.
Well, what did I do wrong? A couple of things. The first is movement. I needed to stretch, so I stood, and I didn't know the herd of does was behind me. So when I stood up, it spooked them. And that happens, you know. One of the things that is so critical when you're out hunting white-tailed deer is not to not move. or to not move as much as you possibly can, because the truth is that you're in camo, and the deer incredibly are camouflaged. It's really hard to see them until they're kind of close to you. And so what's the one thing that both the hunter and the hunted is looking for? Well, that's movement. And so I'd been sitting in the stand for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and my back was getting a little sore. Tree stands are not very comfortable, at least not the one that I'm in. And so I stood up, I looked around and I didn't see anything, so I stood up, and it turns out there was the does behind me, and so they spooked. So that's one of the problems that I had. And the second problem that I had was my concealment. I've been living in with my in-laws right now. My wife and I are in between residences, and part of that, it means that my stuff is in storage and I cannot find my camo clothing anywhere. I have some camo pants, and that was about it. So I wore a green hoodie out there, and it's just, a blob of green, which, green is better than nothing, but the thing is she could see me. She could definitely see me. There was no way that I could conceal myself other than the fact that I was in a tree, but we know how good those wise old does can be of seeing people up in trees. So those were my two big problems there. You heard that deer spook noise or whatever you want to call it, that rush of air, that high pitch there that they do. And so she saw me, she spooked, and then she decided she was going to stomp to get me to move, and I wasn't going to move. I was hoping she'd just calm down, to be honest. I really was. I was hoping that she would calm down and that she would then just come into range and I'd be able to shoot her, but that didn't happen, as you saw in the video. So that's basically where I went wrong. It's vitally important, those two things, is don't move all that much if you can help it, and make sure you have good camo, because I would say that concealment, camo, and not moving is actually even more important than scent. And we'll probably discuss this in another video, but personally for me, scent control is actually one of the lesser of importance. I mean, is scent control important? Yes, but I think that there is better ways to have scent control than spending hundreds of dollars on gear that claims to, control your scent, whereas there are some options that you can do as a not wealthy person and as a person who goes out in the woods after they're done working. There's some things that you can do that I think are pretty much just as effective, because to be honest, with some of the techniques that I use, I've had deer walk within 10 yards of me and not even know I was there after working all day. So I would say that concealment and movement and sound are really the biggest things that you've got to watch out for. Try to be quiet, try not to move a lot, and lastly, try to have some camo on you from head to toe. It breaks up your pattern, and with the way that deer see, they can't see you very well when you have that breakup. That's why they look for movement. That's why movement is so important. Hunting Michigan whitetail on public land is laborious and vexing, but as difficult as it can be, it has a great reward. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Until next time, God bless.